And yeah, this is Matthew Morgan one more time. Coming back with one more video. Just want to say to the Christian church, stop taking other religions, beliefs, and traditions and passing them off as yours when they're not. Like mostly everything that the Christian church does or the Baptist church does, they got from the Catholics. The Christian church is nothing more than the Catholic Church as a baby. Baptist is just the Catholic Church and all African American people. Y'all only wear robes because the white people did it, or the Catholics. Pastors only wear suits because the Catholics do it. Everything the Baptist Church does, they only do it because Catholics did it. Other thing is, oh boy. The whole thing with the mimes, I meant to say this before. The mime stuff, it did come from the Jews, because the Jewish people were the first ones to have mimes. But mimes were supposed to be silent characters that represented, miserable, horrible, bad times. But then the Baptist church started looking into the Catholics' beliefs and talking about, oh, if they have it, we can have it. Why can't we have what they have? They took a lot of stuff from us. We should be able to take stuff from them. But in all reality, all y'all are doing is being thieves and stealing off other people's beliefs and then want to pass them off as y'all's. It's not cool, man. Then y'all got these pastors and these priests having sex with little boys. And then, whatever stuff that the people in the church do, they can find any reason in the Bible to say why it's okay to be doing it. Again, someone who's not a pastor does it, it's a sin. But when a pastor does it, oh, this is why in the Bible it says I can do this. Someone outside the church, oh, this is why it says in the Bible you can't do that. Y'all can find any reason in the Bible to make it right for y'all to do something, but for anyone else, it's wrong. Then when someone comes to y'all, which the church is supposed to be open-minded, which you're not, when somebody comes to y'all with a theology or an ideology or something that is different from what y'all believe, y'all are very fast to shut it down. Very, very fast to shut it down. I guess because y'all don't want people learning the truth and leaving the church, because once people leave the church, then y'all hustle is gone. Just like a long time ago, this one lady that put up this thing on Facebook talking about, is it okay to be sexy as a Christian? And I asked her, simply put, not that that's a bad discussion, but it's rather stupid, but whatever. And I asked her, instead of her talking about some foolish BS about sexual natures and religious beliefs, all that stuff is just dumb. Whether or not you think it's okay to be something in religion, you're always going to find a reason that it's okay to do something. Because funny how that Bible always has a way to make anything sinful okay until it's someone you don't like doing it, then it's not okay no more. Which is weird. But anyway, so I had asked her, like, why is this topic so important? I don't really know. Then I started asking her stuff like, why is it there's so many homeless people in the world the church ain't helping? Most importantly, why is the book of Enoch not being taught in the church? Why is the Bible the only thing being taught in the church? Why is it when You try to go to the church with a different theology, the church banishes you or kicks you out or something. Then she called me an adversarial spirit. I'm like, and these are the same Christians that want Jesus to come back? Are you sick? Y'all are the same Christians that want Jesus to come back, but y'all are the same Christians that can't handle the truth of anything you're told. It's kind of sad. Like, y'all can't handle the truth of nothing. And then, if I do believe the Bible says you're not supposed to hate your neighbor, you're supposed to love your enemy as yourself. But if someone in your church is gay, you shun them because being gay is apparently the only sin the black community wants to recognize, but whatever, or the black church wants to recognize, which is weird. But out of all the stuff that the black church don't want to adhere to, and y'all want Jesus to come back and save y'all. Wow. But my point being, Bible and God says you're supposed to love your neighbor and yourself, but y'all don't like Muslims. Y'all look down on every religion that's not Christian. If somebody comes into your church as gay, you don't want them in your church. Just like this one guy I talked to a long time ago told me he was bisexual. I said, hey man, do you? Your life, man. I ain't hating on you about it. But he told me how his dad was a pastor. And his dad, how you say, turned him away or shunned him or something like that because he was ashamed to have a son that was bisexual. And he said he can't have his son around him because that made his dad look bad as a pastor because his son is not straight. Then the same guy told me how the church he went to, that they prayed to God to send him a pastor, and the pastor happened to be a woman, and they were almost cool with making her the head of the church until they found out she was a lesbian. Then they disowned her from the church and told her she can't be a pastor with that lifestyle because it makes the church look bad. Then my dad had the nerve or the audacity to tell me that he said he's cool with Tyler Perry dressing up as a woman because Tyler Perry makes people laugh. But Ellen DeGeneres, being an openly lesbian woman, she ain't going to heaven because she's a lesbian. But then he also tells me that women shouldn't wear men's clothing because it's a sin. But when he seen this one chick who had a nice figure wearing some jeans, he was going crazy about that. So my basic point is, church people, y'all are so hypocritical. It's like y'all can find anything in the Bible at any time to make what y'all want to do right, but then when it's the world that's doing it, y'all can find something in the Bible to make it wrong. Very, very, very backwards. And then this guy named, well, he's a bishop. I'm not going to say his name. And he made this movie that pretty much says that there is more than one way to get to the Father's truth. Then the church said that was blasphemy because there's only one way to God. Now, here's the one thing people fail to realize. God never said there was only one way to get to him. The truth has many avenues, but only one road. Like people say, oh, Buddha wasn't a messenger of God. Mohammed wasn't a messenger of God. What is it? Confucius wasn't. Only Jesus was. But you know what I find weird, and I'm gonna say this again because I've ducked into many different religious beliefs and studied them, which is something most religious people don't do. That's why y'all so separated. I found something very funny about it. Jesus, Buddha, and Confucius all teach the exact same stuff. Like, all of them teach the same thing. If y'all ever read Buddha's teachings, Confucius' teachings, Jesus, they all teach the same thing. Even Mohammed, most of his stuff is the same. Only tad difference with Mohammed is he was brought up in a segregated era, so he's seen white people as bad. Never said they were devils, just said they were bad because he's seen how his people were being treated by them. But even after a point, even he said that you have to learn how to love your neighbor as yourself. But it's kind of funny though. Malcolm X taught the same stuff. Martin Luther King taught the same stuff. They just had two different ways of looking at it. It's like Malcolm X, he assumed because Farrakhan taught him that all white people are the devil and they're bad, that he should hate them, and said that African Americans and white people cannot coexist in this same space. But then he went to a Middle Eastern country and seen them living in harmony, came back, told Farrakhan he was wrong, and Farrakhan had him murdered. Which is weird. Martin Luther King taught the same thing without violence, that we can all get along as brothers and sisters. You just have to find a peaceful way to do it. Because everyone's taught differently, but if people come to realize that racism is insecurity, like, you only hate outwardly how you feel about yourself inwardly. So, yeah. But anyway, Buddha and Confucius taught the same thing about religious beliefs and human nature. Buddha's thing was cause and effect. How you do someone may come back to you. Learn to love people as you love yourself. Do unto others as you want others to do unto you. Confucius taught the same thing about wisdom. Jesus taught the same thing about humanity. They all taught the exact same stuff. And then the funnier thing is, since y'all say Islam, Christianity, all these religions are different. Nope, no, the teachings are exactly the same. Trust me, religion ain't different. It's just people's outlooks on shit get changed over years. For example, I'm going to say this again. The Christians believe their religion is superior. Muslims think their religion is superior. Catholics think their religion is superior. Muslims think their God is the ruler of the universe. Christians think their God is the ruler of the universe. All these religions think their God is the ruler of the universe. Jehovah's Witnesses, same thing. Christians think they're the only ones getting into heaven. Muslims think they're the only ones getting into heaven. Jews assume they're the only ones getting. Every religion has that one common nature, that they all think their beliefs are superior to each other. They all believe in God's wrath. They all believe in judgment day. They all believe in the salvation thing. They all believe in the same thing. Only difference is the Jehovah's Witnesses don't believe in the Trinity. But pretty much all them beliefs are the same. And their biggest commonality is they all look down on sinners. Every last one of them all look down on sinners. All of them do. And the Christians and the Catholics, or the Catholics and the Baptists, both worship a cross, both worship someone dying on the cross. They both do communion. They both wear the white robes. They both read out the same Bible. But their Bible's been written over so many different times, it's hard to know what the truth of these Bibles is and what the lie is. Like, the Muslims read the Quran, the Jews read the Torah. I forgot what the Buddhists study out of, but it's the books of Buddha. Confucius, read the book of Confucius. It's all the same stuff. And then the other side, all the religions are trying to find some centers, some positive energy, some light, some peace, some understanding. They're all trying to get to know who this higher being of power is. All religions are based off the same thing. Either you're going to some eternal suffering when you pass, you're going to some eternal peace when you pass. Our beliefs are superior to everyone else's. We're all trying to find some kind of peace, some type of tranquility, some type of understanding as to who we are, what we're here for. All religions have all the same stuff in common. But because everyone's taught to hate this religion, hate that religion, without even getting to really understand why you hate them or what's the common nature between them. Everyone's just, I'm Christian, I'm Buddhist, I'm this, I'm that. I'm just sticking to what I believe. Till people learn to get past that stuff, y'all gonna always be at war with each other for no reason. And then the funny thing is to the Christians, y'all pastors are robbing y'all. Catholics, y'all popes are robbing y'all. There's a lot of crooked people in Islam robbing that. So y'all can keep sitting here acting like y'all religious beliefs are different. They're really not. Like, they're really not. But anyway, I'm out.